সুপ্রিয় দর্শক, বিরতির পর আপনাদের সবাইকে আবারও স্বাগতম এনটিভি ইউরোপের রেগুলার প্রোগ্রাম কমিউনিটি ম্যাটার্সে। বরাবরের মতো আজকেও আপনাদের সাথে আছি আমি আদনান পাভেল। কমিউনিটি ম্যাটার্স আপনারা জানেন যে আপনাদের অনুষ্ঠান, এই জন্য আজকে আমরা আমাদের টপিক ঠিক করেছি দ্য ইম্প্যাক্ট অফ বিজনেস রেট ইনক্রিজ অন স্মল অ্যান্ড মিডিয়াম এন্টারপ্রাইজ। আমার সাথে আজকে উপস্থিত আছেন আমার হাতের বাম পাশে জনাব আমিরুল চৌধুরী, ম্যানেজিং ডিরেক্টর চাইটেল গ্রুপ। এরপর আমার সাথে উপস্থিত আছেন জনাব আফাজ মিয়া, এমডি ইউকে গ্রুপ, এবং আমার হাতের বাম পাশে উপস্থিত আছেন কাউন্সিলর মঈন কাদরি। আপনাদের তিনজনকে আবারও ধন্যবাদ আমাদের সাথে আজকে জয়েন করার জন্য। সুপ্রিয় দর্শক, আপনাদের যদি কোনো প্রশ্ন থাকে এই ব্যাপারে, তাহলে স্ক্রিনের নিচে যে ফোন নাম্বারটি আছে তাতে ফোন করে আমাদেরকে প্রশ্ন করতে পারবেন। তো আমরা আগের সেগমেন্টে কথা বলছিলাম আপনাদের ইমপ্লিকেশনগুলো কি কি। আপনারা বলছিলেন যে প্রত্যেক বছর যে এই রেটটা বেড়ে যাচ্ছে এবং এতে করে কিভাবে বিজনেসের পার্টিকুলারলি আপনার যে আমাদের এরিয়াগুলোতে, আপনার ইস্ট লন্ডন এরিয়াগুলোতে এটার ইমপ্লিকেশনগুলো কি আপনারা বলছিলেন। তো আমি প্রথমে যদি আপনাকে দিয়ে শুরু করি, কাউন্সিলর মঈন কাদরি, আপনি বলছিলেন যে অ্যাট দ্য এন্ড অফ দ্য ডে এই প্রাইসটা পে করবে আপনার লোকাল কমিউনিটি। তো আপনি এটা যদিও এটা দিস ইজ ডিসাইডেড বাই দ্য সেন্ট্রাল গভর্নমেন্ট, বাট এখানে লোকাল গভর্নমেন্ট কি রোল প্লে করতে পারে? ইউ অ্যাজ এ কাউন্সিলর, what sort of role council can play in order to have a voice for those small and medium enterprise so that government doesn't increase that particular business rate each and every year?
Basically, there is nothing and little can a local government can do. Basically, as Mr. Mia explained, that this rate depends on the price of the land and the rent they are paying. So technically, there is nothing and little can do. Basically, few businesses are exempt. For example, you running a charity. Charitable organization are exempt from it. So what I could say right now, that if any business which they're paying the rent less than 12,000, they could apply for the exemption. And
but does those particular business people, those who are paying less than £12,000, do they know about this information?
So
are they aware of this information? You as a local representative, do you guys do some sort of campaigning? Or
yes, into their welcome pack it's clearly stated, if you would like to apply for it, this is your responsibility. If you like to get the exemption for anything else, even though NHS or whatever, you need to apply for it, you need to ask it, and you'll get it. As simple as this. The thing is that what I was saying, that council can create the awareness, okay, council can advise. Okay, local chamber of commerce is the best example of getting help and support, and obviously they can go to Citizen Advice Bureau, and they can obviously, any businesses that need help and support, they always have their taxman, which is accountant. They can go to their accountant and they can ask help from them, and that would be the educational help. I believe, like, I'm not a tax expert, so I don't know how this tax really been calculated behind the story.
But if say for instance, if the representative of that particular group of business, small and medium enterprise we are talking about today, you mentioned about local government, the local government can play a very minor role here, because it is decided by the central government.
Obviously.
But if the representative of those businesses, if they come to you or the council, do you have any sort of power, or do you have any sort of willingness to help them?
So we don't have that much legislative power. What we can do, we can plead to the central government. That's what we can do, and part of that we cannot do nothing. What we can do, we obviously can advise the local businesses. They can lobby to their local MP, and MP could be the biggest voice for making any legislation. Basically, you must know that House of Commons and House of Lords, they make the legislation.
But then also the same time, another important point, Mr. Afaz Mia, he mentioned that most of those shops in Tower Hamlets, particularly, this is owned by TFL, Whitechapel particularly, TFL, and TFL is run by Mayor's office, and we have assembly member in each and every area, and at the end of the day, they are the people who make who make all the rules and regulation what's going to happen for TFL. So eventually people can lobby their assembly member so that that particular assembly member can influence mayor's office so that TFL doesn't increase the price at the end of the day. Don't you think that's a feasible way to lobby?
What I could say, like, business should be run in a business way, okay? And business is there to make profit. We need to understand the fact of it. So business even don't care about who you are, who you're standing right in front of them. They are there to make profit. So TFL running business with the businessman, okay? They exist there for that particular area to maximize their profit.
No, definitely, but also at the same time they are there to serve the community. If they increase the price, say for instance, if it is a grocery shop in Whitechapel High Street, and if TFL increase the price, if TFL increase the rent each and every year by £3,000, £4,000 or £10,000, that business won't be able to make enough profit, all on a sudden, as you said. They won't be able to increase the price all on a sudden, because at the end of the day competition matters. Then the customers, they will go to other shops where they would be able to buy it in a cheaper price. So why don't the local politicians, why don't they raise this particular concern to mayor's office so that TFL doesn't increase the TFL or whatever whatever organization you can lobby. Why don't they lobby to that particular people so that they do not harm the local community?
Very good point you raise. Basically, we always talk about it, okay? But we need to understand that what we can do in reality, okay? So decision been made and it's been imposed. So, and the Maslow's theory, like, is just coming from the hierarchy and we have to follow it. There is no other way, if or but. So,
but don't you think it should be a bottom-up approach?
Yes.
They should consult the local businessman, they should consult the local community, because at the end of the day, as you mentioned, that probably the big corporation, they will be happy about it, but the backbone of this nation, small and medium business, at the end of the day, they will be priced out. The local community, they have to pay from their pocket, isn't it?
Obviously, like, if you look into that, the centrally Tory is in power. Tory never work for the working class people with benefit. They don't believe our existence, okay? And it is not only the small businesses who will be affected, our NHS will be affected highly. Those people having their solar panel on the top of their roof, they will be treated as a business premises. So there is a knock-on effect on every household.
Community. Yep.
And community as a whole, we need to take the leadership now. Now we need to tell the central government enough is enough. Okay, you are only looking after the rich people. We are not looking for looking after the people who need the most. And the strategies for this government, they hurt the most who need the most.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. আমি আপনার কাছে যদি ফেরত আসি মিস্টার রাফাজ মিয়া, আপনি যদি বলতেন যে আমাদেরকে এইটা পার্টিকুলারলি আপনি বলছিলেন যে বিজনেসের উপর যে ইমপ্যাক্টটা, এটা আপনারা এটা গভর্নমেন্টকে কতটুকু লবি করা যায়? উনি বলছিলেন যে সেন্ট্রাল গভর্নমেন্ট।
I want to take a point from Brother Kadri that if the rent is £12,000, you will be able to get a small business rate rebate. If that is correct, and if I'm talking about Whitechapel Road, specifically East London area, there isn't a single shop where the rent is £12,000. If TFL, if I'm correct, TFL should be a non-profitable organization. That's how far
they should serve the community.
That's the knowledge I have of TFL. It's a non-profitable organization. Whatever the revenue money they generate, it should be spent on the
development of
community, the transport and everything. But a shop that was rented out for £13,000, I'm talking about Whitechapel Road. Now this shop is only about 200 square foot. That shop is rented out at £32,000. So you can understand you can understand the increase of the rent. I know a person who was there in Whitechapel Road. He had a 3 shop, small shop. He used to have a newspaper shop. This guy, we've been there with him for the last 35 years. Although he had to literally leave the premises and
Because of the rent
the
increase.
increase of the rent, and he literally said, look, I'm not going to make money for somebody else, I'm not going to work for somebody else, because
Has he
increase of-
stopped the business
yeah,
altogether?
he's completely gone.
Has he shifted his shop to somewhere
No,
else?
he's after I think after 39 years, he stopped doing any business in Whitechapel Road. So anyway, the TFL are raising the price so much because of the raising of the rent in the area. The rate is going up, and anytime you put a rate rebates for minute, they come back and they say, look, according to the rates, rent, we are increasing the rates, so you are unsuccessful. I have applied so many times because myself being in Whitechapel Road for last 38 years, I have lot of application for the rate rebates, and but I have luckily or unluckily, I am unsuccessful. So rates rebates is not going to.
It's not going very rigorous and difficult
no, it's
process.
not. It's not a 12,000 pound rent area. It's an area that is any property is. Rent is above 25,000 pound at the moment. Even a small one is above 25,000 pounds. So no, there is no chance of getting a rent rebate in at least in Whitechapel Road.
Thank you very much. আমি আপনার কাছে যদি ফেরত আসি, জনাব আমিরুল চৌধুরী, আপনি এটার ইমপ্লিকেশনটা কি কমিউনিটির উপর, বা আপনার কি রোল প্লে করতে পারে লোকাল পলিটিশিয়ানরা এটা স্টপ করতে?
I think the politician here, our brother Kadri, has shared his views, and it's very difficult. I mean, being myself, I'm not a politician, although as a businessman, we always watch out for what the politicians are doing, because they play a role in our life, both in the community as well as the businessman.
আপনাদের কোনো রিপ্রেজেন্টেটিভ বডি নাই আপনাদের এই যে আপনার
business? The difficulty is, you see, one of the most difficult thing is when a government tax revenue এমন একটা জায়গা, এখানে আপনি কোনো বডি দিয়ে কিছু করতে পারবেন না. If you want to do something, I could say one thing, and I'm not going to say 100 I'm right, but the possibilities are how the politicians can look at something is the future. So if they, for example, he's from Buckingham Dagenham, so let's talk about Alhamdulillah যেখানে আমরা বেশি ব্যবসা করেছি, আমি Whitechapel Road, উনি Whitechapel Road, আমি Myland Road. So how I have seen the area have changed. So politicians সাধারণত জানে যে এখানে কি হবে আগামী 5, 7, 10, 15, 20 বছরের মধ্যে, বুঝছেন?
make the community aware.
Exactly, they know the plans.
They should take appropriate action.
So there's always a 25 years plan.
Thank you very much. Amra will talk more in detail in our final and next segment. সুপ্রিয় দর্শক, আমরা আজকে কথা বলছি the impact of business rate increase on small and medium enterprise. আমরা যাব একটি সংক্ষিপ্ত বিরতিতে, আমাদের সাথেই থাকবেন, বিরতির পর আবারও কথা হবে।